Hello everybody, welcome back to the Rebel Chums channel. Now be aware, this is a spoiler video that is being made live. So if you don't want to know any about the Last Jedi spoilers, don't look this video. Don't look it. Don't look it if you don't want to see any spoilers, for sure. Because I'm gonna cover the spoilers now. So be warned guys, and I keep saying that during the video. This is a spoiler video, so don't watch it if you don't want to see any spoilers. Let me put that very clearly in the chat as well, and then we're gonna straight into the spoilers because wow, there's a lot to cover. It's an amazing event, and what I've seen and experienced so far in this movie is amazing. So let me put it in the chat. Spoiler alert. Do not watch if you don't want to see a spoiler. Okay, so here we go. Boom. So guys, it's from now on. It's on your own. It's on your own. Yeah, it's your own fault if you keep watching and you don't want to see spoilers. Can I pin it? No. So here we go. Whoo. Wow, it's an amazing video. It's been an amazing movie. I just saw it earlier today, and I was blown away by it. It was such an amazing movie. And from my point of view, absolutely amazing. The vibe, the feel, the humor, the quirkiness, everything was good together. There was a lot of, still a lot of fan pleasing, but they did it in a way that it's actually, it was very nice. And it was done in a way that it was not overly done, like in The Force Awakens, where there was a lot of fan surfacing, but in a like a very polished way, like a very obvious way. But here they did it on a fantastic way, really fantastic. So I'm gonna delve right into it. So again, guys, if you don't want to see spoilers, don't watch this video. Really important. Don't watch it if you don't want to see spoilers. Period. So the movie started off interesting, different than I expected. It started off with a scroll. It had an opening scroll, so that was good. And the Rogue One did not have an opening scroll, so I was like a little bit like, will The Last Jedi have an opening scroll? Yes or no? And luckily it did. The scroll was a little bit short in terms of the text and the information that you got. It was a little bit, yeah, I felt like on the short end. Once the scroll was ended, we straight go into an evacuation. So a lot of these smaller transport ships are basically fleeing off a planet, and that's right at the moment as Hux comes with his Star Destroyers and basically try to stop the Rebel Alliance or the rebels from fleeing. And I felt there was a very compelling, nice introduction. You see Hux, a good introduction of Hux. Hux is still playing that the Nazi officer type of character that we've seen before. Very strongly played by him, a very good actor, and he immediately took control, and yeah, things slipped through his mind, through his hands. The rebels escaped. Classical stuff that you can expect, right? So the rebels escape, and then Hux basically gets on the radio. He's called on by Snoke, and Snoke remotely basically manipulated him. He just dragged him by with his force use, and he pulled him to the ground. He smacked Hux to the ground. Hux was bleeding from his mouth, and he twisted him around, and he was very angry, Snoke, on Hux, and basically, yeah, told him off, and he made a massive mistake. So, was very interesting, very good done. And then soon after, well, they escaped, the rebels, blah 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 blah. But I don't want to talk too much about the individual smaller events that happened through the entire. Sorry, there was something went on with the live stream. Let me see if the live stream resumed or if it made a new one. And here we go. Let me see, do I make a new live stream now? What the fuck is going on? Sorry, somebody called me. Okay, I go into the details. Sorry, let me go into details. Let me just see if I still have the same live stream or not. You guys probably see that, and I don't see it. Sorry, something went horribly wrong. Okay, so I think it's the same video. Okay, cool. So here we go. Now, so what happened was the rebels escaped, and they find well, they escaped with a few airplanes, basically. But what before that happened is that Poe Dameron, on his own, basically in the X-Wing, started to hold off like this massive galactic ship. I don't know exactly what the ship name was anymore. It was some sort of a massive weaponized ship that could basically take out a lot of enemies in one time and make these like long range cannon shots. But a little bit like a Death Star, but then not as powerful. And basically what Poe Dameron did was he attacked the Dreadnought. Yes, thank you, the Dreadnought. So he attacked that ship on his own, and he took out all the Ventol cannons. Yeah, it's like a mini Death Star. That ship is amazing, but there's multiple of them, and it's like a mini Death Star. And so Poe Dameron started to attack that ship and took out all the cannons, so the basically the rebels could flee freely or safely without being shot, basically. And he had the idea to destroy that ship. He said to Leia, "Hey, let's go and start to destroy that ship." And Leia said, "No, we need to evacuate. Forget about that mission. Just forget about it." And he flipped off his radio and he went along with it. And he still went ahead to destroy that Dreadnought ship. And what he did was, it was a little bit weird, in my personal opinion, because now I think about it. So he was still attacking that ship, and he got people helping him eventually. A lot of bomber fighters came in. I don't know where they came from. They were trying to evacuate, and then suddenly a whole squad of bomber fighters were available and ready to fully deployed. So it was, to me, that was a little bit awkward. But so he came, they came in. They had this epic battle, beautiful space battles, and what happened was, one of the main character's sister was on board of one of those bombers. She was the very last bomber that survived the attack by the TIE fighters, by the Dreadnought ship cannons. And basically she dropped the payload of all the bombs, and they destroyed that Dreadnought. And she died. The sister died. Now the other sister, that is one of the main characters we're gonna get into in a moment. So thanks to that, to the sister, basically that Dreadnought was destroyed, and that was a good scene. It was a good like cause for action. You saw, yeah, they were in the last stands, like the rebels. Rose's sister, yeah, the main character is named Rose, and it was her sister on that bomber getting wrecked, but at the same time she was wrecking that entire Dreadnought. Now, I felt like it was a little bit in a veil, because there were apparently multiple Dreadnoughts, so it was not the only one. There were multiples, because later on I believe we see another one in the movie. So I thought that was a little bit of a lost cause. So many people died, so many rebels died. Well, there's still multiple of those ships out there apparently. So why bother? I don't know. Maybe I'm confused here. But anyway, so they destroyed that ship. She dies. Sister sad. And anyway, we will see that in a bit. But Poe gets back on the ship. A very lovely, hard, physical slap on the face by Leia. She's angry with Poe, and he gets demoted. Then they safely escaped, and well, they're escaped to open space in the unknown regions or something, or near the unknown regions, uncharted, I believe. And so he's back on the ship. Poe is back on the ship. Yeah, that was a really good slap. That was a physical slap. You could see that was just an actual slap. That was so good by Princess Leia. And so he's on the ship. Finn wakes up from his hibernation thingy. It's a really funny scene. He wakes up in a whole plastic bag kind of suit, and he walks around, and he's leaking water from all of his body. Like there's plastic bags on his body that hew him or something, and it's leaking, squirting water on all sides. And he sees Poe, and they hug, and they're so happy, and he's alive. And Finn doesn't know really what happened. Seemingly he recovered 100% from that backslash that Kylo did in The Force Awakens with his lightsaber. No problem, running around like a maniac. So I thought, okay, I would rather see Finn in a robotic type of thing or something. Like, I would imagine if your spine is slashed up by a lightsaber, you won't walk that easy anymore. Period. But anyway, and then it got a little bit blurry for me. So yeah, Finn is back in action. We have Poe had this moment. Had the opening. The opening was basically Hux and Poe. That was their moment. And then Finn says to Poe, "Hey, how is Leia doing?" And then no, how is Rey doing? And then swiftly they switch to Rey. And then again, I don't know why they did it, but you see again the same scene as in The Force Awakens, like if we're stupid or something. I don't know what's that. I don't want to say bad, but I felt like, why you guys do that? So like a deja vu, you see Rey walks again to Luke Skywalker, hand over the lightsaber again, and then he grab it, and that's where the Force Awakens ended, right? And he did something amazing. I truly believe that it was Mark Hamill that came with that idea. I feel like it was Mark Hamill's idea. So he get the lightsaber, he look it for a second, and he just tossed it over his shoulder off the cliff. That's so cool. So nonchalant. He's like, no, I don't want it. Toss it over the cliff. I didn't expect that at all. I think it was amazing. Very, very good acting. I love that. Luke Skywalker in the movie was so amazing. Like, he's so amazing. In this movie, Luke had like this kind of quirkiness over him. Like, it was on the edge of like making fun of himself, but it was done in a very nice way. So he was like a bit like a quirky, like a little bit yeah. How you say that? He was a little bit awkward. He was a little bit awkward. And it was really fun. It's so much fun. And he walked off. He walked to his hut, closed the door. Rey knocked on the door, said, "Hey, let me in," blah, 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 blah. And nothing happened. So she stays there on that island with him. And you see some funny scenes with Chewbacca. The porks. The porks were super funny. I love the porks. They're so cute, so fun. And then they have this scene where Chewbacca's almost chewing in one of those porks. He cooked some porks on a stick, and then all the porks gathered around him, and were like, wee, 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 wee. And he's like, "Rrr!" And yeah, it was so funny. And I don't know if he actually ate them in the end, but we didn't see it on camera, but it was so funny. And then it gets a little bit interesting, and this is where a little bit of the confusion comes, and the silliness. So Rey stays on the island with Luke, and then Luke initially don't want to train her. He says no more Jedi, and he's done with it. And he asks her, "Why are you here? Why are you really here?" And she says like, "Yeah, I'm here for the rebellion. We need your help." And then he's saying, No. Why are you really here?" And then Rey said, "Oh, I'm here because there's something deep inside of me was always there, and I don't know how to handle that or what to do with it." And then Luke look at him, and he's like, "Okay, that's weird." And then he just walks off, I believe. And he still refuses to train her. And around that time, Leia starts to get like mind melting with Kylo Ren. So you actually can see the Kylo Ren, like I see you now or you see me now. They see each other, they can hear each other. Rey can see Kylo on his spaceship and whatnot, see everything, the surroundings and whatever. But Kylo cannot see her surroundings, he only can see her. So he tried to figure out where they are, and yeah, basically nothing is revealed through the Force. So he's like, "Where are you? What are you doing?" and they're having like these kind of chit chats, and Rey said, "I feel the good in you, and you I still feel the pull to the light." And Kylo, yeah, they're having like a little bit of a debate about that, going back and forth. It's yeah, so interesting. And then yeah, Luke, after some point, he thought what really happened on the temple with Ben Solo. And according to his story by Luke Skywalker, he said Ben turned to the dark side and he destroyed the temple. And then in those mind-melting visions, Kylo says, "No, I saw Luke with his lightsaber ignited, his green lightsaber, ready to slash down on me when I was sleeping. And that's why I grabbed my saber and basically had this fight with him, which was basically coming down to Kylo destroying the bunk he was sleeping in, like a small hut, all the rocks coming down. And then the next scene you see Luke coming out of with his hand, the robot hand, out of the rubble. That is what Kylo did, and he burned his whole temple, and I think he killed off all the students. That's, I think, what he did. Still a lot of weird scenes though, because in The Force Awakens you see Kylo Ren in the rain with a whole bunch of people, right? Like the Knights of Ren, apparently. And then you see Rey on the ground. It's raining. But when I saw the movie, I don't think I saw raining. When Luke put his hand out of that house, when Luke was looking at the burning temple, I did not see any raining. So I don't know when the raining scene supposedly to happen. I don't know if that's a continuity error, like there's a continuity error. Okay, you said Crusher says because it's different places. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. I thought it was the same area. Okay, my bad. Okay. So I was like, okay, I didn't really follow that because I tried to follow all these things, right? There's so much things going on, and I felt like sometimes it was like a little bit overwhelming. So yeah. Anyway, in the end, the bottom line is Luke starts to train Rey, and he trains her only 3 things, and it was really weird because I didn't really understand why he only trained Rey a few things. So he trained her initially to become one with the Force, and she quickly became one with the Force. He actually fell directly to the dark side, and Luke was immediately scared. And that's where you have the scene where he says, "I've seen this much power, raw power before. It didn't scare me last time, but this time it does." I still don't understand fully what it means, because apparently he saw that raw power in Ben Solo, but now he sees it in Rey. He's scared of it. I still don't understand that at this point why he will be afraid of Rey's powers, but not from Ben's powers, especially now the end of the movie, which I talk in a moment. So that is something I still don't understand. Either way, the training continues, and then there follows some other training sessions. Then we have one important scene is where Rey walks into this Jedi tree, this ancient tree that's growing on that island, and in that tree branch you have a few books, and those were the original Jedi books or something like that. And I felt like, okay, so you have the original Jedi books on this island in this tree branch. Okay, I get it. It's something like a Bendu or something, like a force, an actual force thing. And it was this a strange thing. But eventually, what happened was when they had the revelation, and he was asking Rey how do you find this place and whatnot, and she was calling to the books, but eventually in the movie nothing happened with the books in terms of Rey reading it or even Luke reading it. Was really funny, by the way. But that tree branch and those books actually got destroyed, and this is a big spoiler, it was destroyed by Yoda. Yoda's Force Ghost come in there, He looks absolutely like the Yoda from the original movies, albeit a little bit more fat. He was a little bit fatter. It was CGI, but it was done very good. That was the Yoda that I saw in The Empire Strikes Back and the last Return of the Jedi. Really good, almost Muppet, almost like a Muppet. I felt he was a little bit fat though on his cheeks, a little bit too fat. But either way, quite spot on. Voice close enough. And basically, Yoda Force and Luke had a quibble, and he had something like and then you were like something like they were like, okay, Luke, you need to come back. You need to be a Jedi again. You need to help these people. They're in need. They need you. Jedis make mistakes, and because Luke was heavily under the impression that he made the mistakes, that was because Ben was turning to the dark side. It was his mistake, and that's why he went into banish himself on that island there to die, etc. That was his whole idea. He was said, I'm the last Jedi, no more new Jedis, I'm not going to train anybody, that's it, I'm going to sit on the island till I die. And he, at some point, Luke went with a fire to the tree to burn it off because he wanted to go off and help Rey, because Rey already left off because Rey is race, he needed to save her friends, so her and Chewbacca went off the island. He tries to put a fire on that thing, but he couldn't manage to do it. And then you see Yoda, and he's like doing his force powers, and he actually got force lightning or something coming out of the sky, putting that tree on fire, burning everything. Luke tries to save the books, and then Yoda and Luke had this funny talk about, did you, and then Yoda actually asked him, did you even read the books? And then I said, actually not really. And then basically the bottom line of the whole idea is, I think here's like, there's a new beginning. The Force has been awakened in The Force Awakens. That's it. The bottom line is the Force has been awakened again. There will be new Sith, new Jedi, new Force users, a new generation of Force. No Jedi Order, no Sith Order, just new Force users. And they're gonna discover everything by themselves again, because the Force is the Force, and it does not belong to the Jedi or the Sith. The Force is the Force is there. The Force is there. Dark side, light side. That's there. It's everywhere. And they explained that a little bit during that whole training session between Luke and Leia. Luke and I keep saying Leia, but it's not true. Rey. And then was interesting. I don't know why they didn't show it off, but Luke got off the planet after Rey and Chewbacca already left in the Millennium Falcon in his own X-Wing fighter that he hit in the ocean. You can see a glimpse of it in the ocean, and he took it out, but you don't see it in the movie because you saw that in The Empire Strikes Back. I think that's the reason why they don't show it again, how he force lifts that up. But Rey seemingly already very, very powerful, and she makes an impression on Luke. And Luke then takes off, and you won't see Luke till near the end of the movie. So that's what I already expected early on. I already said that in the other live streams. I said Luke will only be a small fraction, but important fraction of this movie, because they need to put like a time slot for every character. They need at least 10 minutes for Hux. 10 minutes of Hux. 10 minutes Hux, Poe Dameron, then 10 minutes of Finn and Rose, then 10 minutes of this, 10 minutes of those, and 10 minutes of that. So they had to break up all the characters and give them equally screen time. So that's why you see Luke not as much as you want to, but he left you a very strong impression. And overall, the entire movie, although he's quite often absent in the entire movie, you don't feel his absence. You feel he's very present, because either they're talking about him or there's something referring to him. So you feel the engagement. You feel that Luke is still the whole movie there, although he's not in the movie that much. So then we get these... and here it's got a little bit blurry for me. So we get this scene where the rebels trying to escape. They escaped from that planet where Hux tried to attack them, and that Dreadnought ship was destroyed in the beginning. They are somewhere in middle space. They just go out of hyperspace, and within 30 seconds the First Order is right on them. Apparently the First Order has a new technology that can calculate where somebody jumps to in hyperspace and follows them and basically tracks them in 30 seconds. And then basically there's no escape from the First Order. If you go to hyperspace, forget it. You have no escape. The guys find you. So that's what happened. And so Leia's on the ship with the very few resistant what is left, because thanks to Poe all the bombers have been destroyed and whatnot. I still think, why you need so many bombers in your fleet? It was like I would say half of their fleet were bombers of what is left, because after that you just have one big ship on which Leia is, and then you have some other smaller ships, and they just trying to hold off the First Order. They have their shields up, and they just have to shoot up, and the First Order keeps flying behind him and keep bombarding the ships. But as long as they have the shoots up, apparently they cannot be destroyed. I thought normally the shoots were damaged and will go down with every shot that you make at a spaceship with a shoot up. I thought that will go down, but apparently not. They could hold up almost the entire movie in space with their shields up. Now, what the problem is, they knew they cannot make another hyperspace jump for two reasons. One, it doesn't matter, because the First Order tracked them right away. In 30 seconds they're behind their heels again. Secondly, they're almost out of fuel. So they only could do one hyper jump, and that's it. And they wouldn't have enough fuel. Now, they're going slowly in space to another space station that is nearby. That's the space station with all the white ground, and the red, the underlying ground is red, and we get that in a moment. But there's like a Rebel Alliance base there, and it's already an old base that has been long abandoned, and it's like a salt mining world or something. The white salt on the top is just there, and then you have like a red underlayer, like almost blood like. Yeah, I believe there were some stuff with other ships as well. So the longer the spaceship happens and the rebels are trying to hold off the First Order, more and more ships running out of fuel, and then with the more ships running out of fuel, they're losing their shield, and then the First Order shoots them out of the sky, out of space. So that is how they take him then down. But one epic moment was, and I was really surprised with that. So there was one scene before they go into that world where that rebel base is. Before that happens, there's something very important. So Kylo's angry because Kylo's angry because Snoke does not feel he does not have any faith in Kylo. He feel like, yeah, even you killed your father, you're a weak boy, you're just a boy with a mask. And Kylo gets angry. He smashed his helmet against the wall. He's so angry, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna kill my mother. And actually he does not say that, but he goes into a spaceship. He want to end that last bit of rebel ships that are still flying in open space, trying to get to a star base or a rebel base. And during that, he felt his mother's on the ship, and he's almost ready to pull the trigger and kill his mom. But he hesitates, and in the last moment he does not kill his mom. He doesn't shoot off the torpedoes on that Rebel Alliance ship. And so that was really interesting. So he flies off. Then you have two TIE fighters who are flying next to him, his escorts or something. They made the shot. It had a big explosion on the bridge area from that ship. And unfortunately, Admiral Akbar is no longer there. He's dead. Admiral Akbar is dead. Leia gets shot out into open space. She was on the bridge, and I think it was a beautiful scene. I thought she was going to die in that scene. I thought, okay, this is the symbolic moment of Carrie Fisher is being dead. This is how they contribute and show that she's no longer alive anymore. In the movie, she died in space. Very graceful, very beautiful. But then something happened. I still don't know if I like it or not. I actually think I prefer that she was just dead in space, but she used the Force. Leia was using the Force, pulled her back to the ship, and she got on board again, and she lived. She lived on. I thought that's so weird. I rather had her just die off gracefully in space. You saw her beautiful, beautiful face, and it was like, okay, this, yeah, it will be an epic moment. Very hurting. I was almost crying. I was almost literally crying when I saw her. Oh my god, that's so beautiful. That's a beautiful tribute. But no, she survived. So weird. I thought that's so weird. That's weird. I was not fully agreeing with that. So anyway, see back on the ship. So you get put in quarantine in the sick bay. She's sick, but I'm dying, whatever. Then you have this new lady with purple hair. I forgot her name. The lady's from Jurassic Park. I don't like her. She was a bitch. She was a bitch. That lady, and she was like she was a kind of a bitch. And she was telling Poe off what to do it, and like, no, we stay on the ship, and we're not gonna do your plans, Poe, and we're gonna stay on it, and we're gonna just go as we are. We're gonna stay on the ship. And Paul was very angry, and then Finn tried to escape because he wanted to get to Rey, his girlfriend. And then we have Rose, the new character. Rose was sitting there crying because her sister died on that bomber that destroyed the dreadnought. And she caught Finn red-handed, and they had some chit-chat. Oh, Finn, you're amazing. You're my hero. I love you. You're so fantastic for the resistance, and blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, oh, why did you pack up your stuff and put it in the escape pod? Are you escaping? Because I already tased 3 people today that tried to escape from the ship. You're not trying to escape, right? And then she found out this dude is trying to escape. So she got her taser out. Tased Finn. Was really funny. Like, blah! And, she was like, he was out, and then she tried to bring him to the brick and bring him in so he could go into prison, Finn. And during that, they had this conversation. He came back alive, basically. He was awoke again. He said, oh no, I'm so sorry. It was not my intention. And then they start talking nerdy stuff about, they can truck us by hyperspace and blah blah blah. And then Rose like nerdy talk with Finn. I didn't know why, but why Finn was like talking the tech stuff, because he was just a sanitary guy on he was just a stormtrooper who is a sanitary guy on a spaceship. And Rose apparently was like a mechanic or something. So I thought, okay, apparently they both like connected from that start. And so they like devised a plan. I say, if we get on this Snoke's spaceship, because basically Snoke's spaceship was on the tail of those last resistance ships on which Leia was, and so they were on the back. And so let's go to Snoke's ship and then turn off that device. And if we turn off the device, they don't know if we go into hyperspace, they cannot track us. So, okay, let's do that. But we cannot do it because we need to get some sort of code. We need to hack a code. You cannot get on Snoke's ship like that. It's impossible. So, Poe Dameron got to know of it, and he thought, like, yeah, the purple bits, they usually try to get us killed. I need to do something. So those 3 devised a plan. And they had a comms talk with Maz Kanata. Maz Kanata was in a fight or something? Was really weird. She was in a fight with a rocket backpack. I thought, she's playing Battlefront 2. Maz Kanata, it was straight up playing Battlefront 2. She was in some sort of dispute or something. It was really funny. Either way, she said, hey, check out this guy on this Canteen Blight gambling casino planet. That guy can help you to slice the system of that Snoke ship. And so okay, we go to the ship. So they snug off. Finn and that Rose lady snug off on a spaceship, and they went to that planet. And so they went on that planet, and they like, oh, it's beautiful. This is a weird scene though. There were some weird scenes. The whole cantina scene, personally, I'm not really a big fan of it. I could see, it has some resemblance, but it was so weird. It almost feels like it has nothing to do with Star Wars. I don't know, it's so weird. and I had a whole bunch of weirdo aliens, and then they had these funny scenes where some weird small Ocnot type of alien puts coins in BB-8's tummy or something, and he thought it was a machine, like a slot machine, and weird stuff, and weird things, and then well, they get caught because they landed the ship on the beach and it was not allowed, and so they were stupid. So Finn and Rose get caught, and then BB-8 tried to escape them, and in that ship, in that brick, in that prison, that's the guy, DJ. DJ was there. I don't think they ever said his name during the movie, DJ. They only call him the code maker or so, the code cracker or something. Never refer to DJ, so I never understand why they call him DJ. But he's funny. Is it Del Torres or something is his name, as the actual actor? He basically said, hey guys, I can help you. He's really slippery guy, like a scary, like weird guy. He had like a stutter, so no disrespect for anybody that stuttered, but it was pretty funny. And now they got out of the prison, but BB-8 helped them as well, so they escaped. They escaped on some sort of horse animals, because there were horse animal racing on that in that planet. Something like a little bit like a pod racing, but then with actual like horse-like animals, and they escaped. And then the DJ helped them to escape in a spaceship, and then they went off that planet. And basically then the slicing thing or the hacking thing, there was a very, very brief moment of the movie, and they got onto that ship. They got onto that Snoke ship, and now I probably missed some stuff in the moments here. No, don't get me wrong, Nick, this is an awesome movie. You're gonna love it. I just talk about the individual scenes. As a movie, this is one of the very, 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 very best Star Wars movies. Period. Like, really, you're gonna love it. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's a really good Star Wars movie, if not one of the very, very best. I would easily set it next to the Empire Strikes Back. Easily, it's that good. So they're on that. They escaped that planet. They're on a Snoke ship, and then now because Rey and was that Kylo had this connection, mind melding connection. She had this idea. Okay, you know what? Put me in the escape pod. Drop me off, Chewie. I go on that Snoke ship, and I'm gonna talk to Kylo. Anyway, Kylo said, well, he welcomed her basically by taking her in custody, and then on that ship, she's on that ship. She's there with Kylo. She goes to Snoke. This is one of the most epic moments about the movie. So he goes to the throne room of Snoke, and Snoke say, yeah, I got you now, and yeah, blah 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 blah, a lot of blah blah, and then he showed off his Force powers. He's immensely strong with the Force, like ridiculous strong with the Force. Basically, he's really into the bloodline of the Skywalkers. He needs it for something. I still don't understand why. The Skywalkers have a very strong connection with the Force. He was hoping Ben Solo would have it, but Kylo's a disappointment to him. So he was like, maybe Rey is something of my use. And then he tried to mind meld, okay, let me see if it's any better. I'm on Wi-Fi, so is it horrible? Let me know in the comments. So you see, what Snoke wants is to read her mind, and he tries to do that, but by the time he was trying to read her mind or something about Luke Skywalker, he got all the information. He got the Luke Skywalker's whereabouts on the island. He knew what his intentions was, to kill off the Jedi and die. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna give it to you as you want it, and that was it. And then they had this quibble where Snoke said to Kylo, "It's now time to show how award chart. Is it still laggy? Are we still lagging? Let me know. Are we still lagging? I don't see my lagging from my end. I'm looking on myself on YouTube as well, and I don't see myself lagging. Either way, Snoke is asking Kylo to kill off Rey. So what happened was he force positioned Rey in front of Kylo. Kylo's almost lagging bad. Let me see. Lagging bad. I don't see any of the lag, guys. The lag looks fine from my end. It looks really good actually from my end. It's still lagging for you guys? Okay, so now Kylo was about to kill Rey, but actually didn't. What happened was just before that moment that Snoke wanted Kylo to kill her off, and before that moment, actually stupid enough, Snoke hold on to Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. He put it next to him on the throne room. He's sitting in this big ass throne room. He put it next to it on his chair, and Rey tried to catch it, and she used her force pull to attack Snoke. And basically, Snoke was so strong with the Force, he pulled back the lightsaber. It hit Rey by the head, and it just landed back next to him. And then, on the moment that Kylo ignites the lightsaber, he also turns the lightsaber of Rey that's next on the throne of Snoke. So he turns it around, and Rey and Snoke is like, yeah, I feel your anger. Yeah, you're gonna get the lightsaber now and strike her. And about it to when Kylo is about to strike her head off from Rey, he ignites the lightsaber of Rey / Anakin that's on the throne next to Snoke's throne room, and it cuts through the tummy of Snoke straight to his stomach. And Snoke look at him to Kylo and like, and then what Kylo does is get the lightsaber by force, moves it straight to his stomach by Snoke, and is just severed Snoke into half. And then his upper body falls on the ground from Snoke, and the lower body just sits down. And I was like, what the fuck? Really? What the hell? Snoke is this epic, badass, mysterious guy. We finally see him in the flesh, in real life. You actually can see him now in real life. And he get killed off like nearly instantly? What? What? Wouldn't Snoke be that attuned with the Force to actually see that happening in what? Like what? What? I didn't see even Snoke much in action. Still don't know much about Snoke. Why is his face all like that? Why is an old nasty old guy? What was it? What's up with Snoke? Where did he come from? What? And then Kylo takes the moment, sees that, he said, "Oh yeah, to Rey, yeah, it's time. I want you to join me. Let's do together. Rule the world." I think, dude, you just killed off Kylo. You killed off Snoke. You're now free of his mental power and mind trickery, and now you still want to be a Sith guy? Well, inside you're leaning to the light side. I thought, it's so weird, man. How is he so conflicted, but yet make a decision to become a Darksider and wanting to rule the entire galaxy by the First Order? I'm like, it's a little bit weird. But anyway, besides that, like, guys, I'm a big Star Wars geek, so I looked through that. But so she says no. She tries to get her lightsaber back. Both Kylo and Rey start force pulling on that Anakin Skywalker saber, and if pulling back and forth, the lightsaber crashes into two pieces, broken, and shortly after, Rey disappeared from that ship. I don't know how exactly anymore, but then Snoke, no, General Hux come in. He say, "Oh, the Supreme Leader is dead," and then he say, Kylo said, "No, yeah, Rey killed her." And then Hux tried to take the reign. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna lead the First Order now." Blah blah. And then Kylo tried to crush him by using a force choke. It's like, nope, I am the boss. And then basically the rest of the attack is a lot of fighting back and forth with the resistance, trying to hold off the they're very hopeless trying to reach that rebel base. And Rey killed Rey killed nobody in this movie. It was Kylo killing Snoke. Kylo killed Snoke. Okay, and then so then the good rest of the portion is about Finn and Poe Dameron fighting off the First Order. But before that, because they're still on Snoke's ships, right? Yeah. Okay. There was this epic. There was an epic fight where Kylo and Rey together fought against the Praetorian Guards. After Snoke was killed, they both attacked Rey and Kylo, and they fought like crazy. They fought side by side. They protected each other. Both Kylo and Rey. They fought together to kill off all the Praetorian Guards, and it was a close one. It was a close one, but they did it. It was a very epic fight. I liked it. It wasn't like all over the place like the prequels, but it was a very good amount of lightsaber combat. Really good. Really good. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm rattling back and forth. I just saw the movie. There's so many moments, so that's why I'm also looking to your comments, because without you, I probably lost a bit of the details there. So yeah, Snoke is dead. Kylo's now the boss of the First Order. He wanna rule the galaxy, and then see Rey left off, and Finn and Rose are still on Snoke's ship. They try to escape, but then they find out that DJ double-crossed them and basically got a lot of credits for turning them turning them in, and basically they're very sad. Then Captain Phasma comes in and say, "Ha! Yeah, got you now!" And then basically Finn has an epic fight with, has a fight with Captain Phasma. Captain Phasma dies in the end. It was an okay fight. It was okay. And then she dies. He fell into space, and that was it. I still don't know till now if DJ regained himself after that he left off with the credits, because he double-crossed them. He double-crossed Rose and Finn, but I don't know if he actually regained himself later. I don't think so. Either way, the guy left off, and with a lot of credits though. Yeah, so he left off. DJ left off with a lot of credits. He double-crossed Finn and Rose, and then luckily BB-8 went into like an AT-ST kind of droid, and he killed a lot of the troopers, and then there was a big explosion, and then basically what happened next was Snoke's ship was being blown up. Was being blown up by something. I forgot what. Do you guys remember what killed Snoke's ship? There was some big ass explosion. They ignited something and it exploded the whole Snoke ship, and then basically Kylo was so infuriated that they went to that rebel base, because by that time Princess Leia and the last bits of the Resistance came on that rebel base on that planet, and they're securely inside that cave. They have a big ass metal door in front of it. There's no other escape route according to them. There's a whole bunch of crystal docks in there. And oh yeah, that's true. Yes, the purple bitch with the purple hair. She committed suicide. She stayed on that big ass ship of the Rebel Alliance while everybody was fleeing off to these individual smaller aircrafts to that planet, including Princess Leia, etc. And she turned around. She went into hyperspace, straight grazing through Snoke's ship. That was so beautiful. I never saw that. You can see how devastating a crash is of somebody approaching into hyperspeed straight onto that ship and crushing through, slicing right through it. Actually beautiful. Then we get to that planet. Now I will get to that, Nick, in a second. So what Luke did. So they get to that planet, and yeah. So it's get a little bit strange now. So they're on that planet. They're secured. They have armor, weapons, and whatnot. They have a very old ships, and then the First Order landed there. They have like these new AT-ATs, those monkey-legged ones. They landed on that planet, and they went with a full-on assault on that rebel base with a whole bunch of TIE fighters. Not very interesting. Yeah, Rose almost died, and saving Finn. And that was on one of those space crashes. I think it's okay. She were a side character anyway. And so Finn and Rose kissed. They kissed in the movie, and now they're probably lovers. So that's what they need to probably do that for Rey, because otherwise Finn and Rey had an awkward situation. Anyway, then so they were on that planet, and then. Yeah, they're holding off. They're in the last straws. The First Order has this massive cannon. They try to blast through the ship, and basically they cannot make it. They cannot make it through the door accordingly. And then I just jump right into the main parts, and I'm gonna finish off. Luke was there. He walked in, say, "Hey, how you doing, everybody? Hey, what's up? High five, high five." He was suddenly on that planet. He came through a back door, and he confronted. He walked through the door that was a little bit broken outside. He said, "Okay, Kylo, I need you, and I need you to help me or fight me." And so he challenged Kylo. And then basically Kylo said all weapons shoot at that guy. So there are many AT-ATs and TIE fighters, and they're all shooting on Luke, and nothing happened. Luke didn't die. They're shooting for a minute or so, and then he's like, "Okay, get me down. I gonna find him." He go down, and he tried to confront Luke Skywalker, and this is epic. Super epic fight between Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. The only thing that I don't like is, why does Luke has Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber? Why not his green lightsaber? I still don't get it. What the fuck? That was a big missed opportunity for me personally. I just want to see Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. I don't want to see Rey's lightsaber. I want to see Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in that fight. Come on, guys. So I don't know what the underlying reason for that was, but it's like, God, I wanted to see his lightsaber. But the fight was so epic. It was epic. He used the lightsaber, and it was epic. The fight scenes are epic, fantastic. Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker fighting, fantastic, absolutely fantastic, really, really good. So after that whole fight, basically Luke says it's time to end, and he put down his defenses and let Kylo strike him, and Kylo slashed right to his stomach, and then the next moment you see Kylo look around, and he's still alive, because Luke was a Force ghost. He was a Force ghost. He was a Force ghost. In a Force ghost, he was on that planet. He confronted Kylo. He fought with Kylo. It was a Force ghost the whole time, and Kylo realized that when he poked his lightsaber through Luke, and then he disappeared. Luke disappeared, and then he knew it was a ruse to escape for Leia, etc. They all escaped from that planet by the Falcon, because Rey landed on the back end of that rebel base. So he took away some rubble. The rebels found a path through the rocky formations and whatnot. They escaped by the Millennium Falcon, and they were gone. Then Kylo went apeshit, and then the sad thing was, Luke Skywalker died on that island that he said he would die. He actually died. I think he used up all his Force his life strength, his force strength, by using that force ghost and that moment that he was dead. Yeah. So he was totally dead. And maybe that's a good one, actually. Maybe he was dead from the beginning. Maybe he was dead from the beginning. His last words, I don't know his last words anymore. Can you repeat that for me? Like, I needed a... I'm serious. At the end of the movie, I needed a piss so bad. I almost pissed my pants. I had to run. But it was an amazing movie. And Leia felt Luke was gone. Rey felt Luke was gone. Kylo, I think, as well. Yeah, Crash, can you put it in the comments? I don't know his last words anymore. But basically, one of the things he said was that the last Jedi is Rey. Because Kylo and him were talking and said, kill off the last Jedi, I kill you. The last Jedi say, no, I won't be the last Jedi. And then he say, I kill her too, I kill Rey too. But I think you only give Rey 3 freaking lessons and she can call herself a Jedi? Yeah, no, I didn't drink it all. I was like, I bought a whole bottle of Coke. I wanted to drink it. I just didn't drink a zip because I knew I was so nervous. I need to pee. I needed to pee of nervousness, being nervous. And so it was just like, wow. I don't know what I've seen. I saw so many stuff. I saw Luke Skywalker having epic scenes, intriguing dialogues with Rey. There's of course a lot of stuff I didn't cover. I just did some of the major outlining stuff. Just so many cool, fantastic stuff, like the fun, a lot of humor in the movie, good humor, funny, silly humor, beautiful scenery, beautiful Star Wars environments, beautiful moments. You even saw a boy, unknown boy, using the Force. He grabbed a broom. He was on that Canteen Bright planet, that casino planet. He caught the broom, and he basically was part of that Force awakening. Force users coming up. A lot of new Force users are starting to born again and come up. So I think that is the whole thing for the next trilogy. Maybe that kid will be in the next trilogy as a main character. We don't know yet. But but before I finish it up, so that's why I'm gonna get this in here. He said something like, all you said is wrong, the resistance won't die here, the resistance begins the war, blah blah blah. Yeah, so it's either way, it's a very interesting movie. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Well, let me get up. There's a few things that I did find a little bit weird. I think personally they killed off Snoke so easy, because I think generally in the movie, I think Snoke was a mistake to have in this movie. I think that's why the way he died was the way he died. I think it was because he was a mistake. I think he's supposed not to be in the movie at all. I think with TFA they made a mistake by introducing Snoke, and they killed him off so in the way they did it now, because he was almost insignificant. It's really about Kylo and Rey. That is where this whole trilogy is about. And I think Kylo also know who the real parents are from Rey, but he didn't say it. In this movie, we still don't know. You still don't know who are the parents of Rey. So, Finn, I thought this was, yeah, no, maybe we can talk about it next time, a part 2. Either way, I'm gonna let it sink in for you guys as well a bit. I'm gonna go out, get some stuff, and I will be back very soon. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a part 2. We can go deeper in the parts, but it's a really epic movie, guys. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It's probably one of my very, very favorite movies ever. It's on the same level as Empire Strikes Back, in my personal opinion, which is my all-time favorite Star Wars movie. So hope you guys like these spoilers. I sincerely recommend you to go check out the movie. You will not be disappointed. It's an epic movie. It's fantastic. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.